Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo. It is time to play my Deck of TBR game for April. I am so excited to see what I'll be reading in April. However, we have to check on how I did in March. I had a crazy TBR in March, mostly because I tried to get all middle grade on my TBR. So let's quickly go through the prompts and the books I chose and see if I read them. The first prompt I got was Last Letter to First Letter. I chose Restart by Gordon Corman, and I did read that. Then I got the prompt Epistolary. I chose Until Tomorrow, Mr. Marsworth by Sheila O'Connor. I just started that, however, it's the 25th, and it's an epistolary novel and middle grade, so I think I'll be able to get through it before the end of the month. We'll count that as a win. Then I had to pick a book that I've seen on BookTube, and I chose Moon Garden by Michelle A. Berry. This is the first in the Plotting the Stars series, also the book we had to read for our middle grade March buddy read. I did complete that. Then I got a self-destruct book. I chose Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend, and I did complete that. Next up, I had to pick a young adult book. Out of My Heart by Sharon M. Draper is kind of a middle grade going on YA, so I chose that, and I did complete that. Next up, I had a librarian pick a book for me, and I chose, or the librarian chose, Frizzy by, I can never remember her name, Claribel Ortega. Then I chose a most recent release, and I picked Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston. I actually DNF'd that. I explain why in a vlog. I'll link it up above. Then I had to continue a series, and I chose Class Act by Jerry Craft. Next up, I had to pick a book with a low rating. I chose Things We Lost to the Water by Eric Nguyen, and I did read that. And lastly, I had to read another book in a series, and I chose Out of My Dreams by Sharon M. Draper. Have not read that one yet. However, it's going to be my next audiobook, and I can get through a middle grade audiobook in a day. So I am counting this TBR as a win, this 10-book TBR. I had some great reading in March. If you want to see more, I vlogged the entire month of March, and I read 25 plus books. So it was a great reading month. Completed my TBR, which means we have no stipulations on how to pick my books for April. I can pick library, owned books, borrowed books, whatever I want. Let's see, the board looks full. The only thing we're going to switch out is the bomb book and those face card prompts over there. So let's put, Outlander, the next book in the Outlander series. That would be interesting. The ace always stays up there for the patron pick, but the other face card prompts rotate between goals that I have set for myself. So we're going to shuffle these and see which ones we get for April. Alrighty, we get borrowed book. Cool, I'm working through those. It's going in the king spot. We'll put this one, self-destruct, in the queen. And lastly, we'll do this one. Oh, series. Okay. Series will go in the jack. Alright, I think we're set. There are 3 categories of books I'd like to get on this TBR. The first is romance. I'm in the mood for a spring fling, for romance to get me through. I don't know, there are just a lot of new romances that are being released, like the new Emily Henry and the new Abby Jimenez. So if I could get those on here, that'd be great. I also have Deep End and The 7 Year Slip. Oh, and Powerless as possibilities. So, romance, I'd like to get on. Secondly, in April, I always do, I've done it 1 year, but planning to do it again, a Titanic vlog where I read books focused on the Titanic. So I have a list of books that I could get on here for that. And lastly, just some required reads, whether that's buddy reads or books for the buzzword challenge. Yeah, kind of a category there of books required reads. So let's see what Deck of TBR has in store for us with draw number 1. Right off the bat, a jack. What did we say? Jack is a book in a series. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I just mentioned it. I am going to read the third book in the Chestnut Springs series. This one is Powerless by Elsie Silver. In this one, we follow Jasper, which is actually a friend of the Eaton brothers. That's who we've followed in previous books, but this is their best friend, almost adopted brother. And I love Elsie Silver's romances. They are a bit steamy, so if you aren't into that, you might not like these books, but they're a good amount of steam for me, and I just usually love the romance and fly through them. So this is book number 1 on the April TBR. Because the face card prompts stay on the board, we will just put that card back in and shuffle for draw number 2. That's really the only series I have planned for April, so let's hope I don't get another jack. Did I just jinx myself? We'll see. All right, draw number 2. Oh, a Queen of Clubs. Queen is a self-destruct book. This works out pretty well too, actually, because I'm wanting to buddy read one of my self-destruct books with Chloe from Always Booked and our friend Jane. So I will be putting The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield on here. This is a book about books and I think a little bit of a mystery. Reclusive author Vita Winter, famous for her collection of 12 enchanting stories, has spent the past 6 decades penning a series of alternate lives for herself. Now, old and ailing, she is ready to reveal the truth about her extraordinary existence and the violent and tragic past she has kept secret for so long. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be excited to see what Chloe and Jane think about it as well. Again, no prompt to replace, so we'll just stick that card back in and shuffle. This is going pretty well. Let's see what card number 3 is. Another jack. Okay. I just said I didn't want another jack, but this is maybe a little bit of a stretch, but it is a part of a grander series, and I need to read it for my Titanic vlog. So I am going to put I Survived the Sinking of the Titanic on here by, I don't know what the author's name is, Lauren Tarshish. She has written all of these books called I Survived the Great War, I Survived the Sinking of the Titanic, and it is about those historical events, but from the eyes of a younger person. So I'm going to read I Survived the Sinking of the Titanic for another book in a series. We are loving the face cards. Let's put that jack back in and shuffle. We'll see if we can get anything different with draw number 4. One more shuffle for good measure. And let's see. Okay, finally something different. A 2 of spades. A contemporary, which that is one of my favorite genres. Let's see. Let's check the list. Obviously, we can't do any of the Titanic books because those are all historical fiction. We could stretch it and say a contemporary romance, but I think I'm wanting to put this one on. We Could Be Rats by Emily Austen. This is a recent add-on for Book of the Month, and I needed a book with an animal in the title for the Buzzword Challenge, hosted by Books and Lala. This is, I believe, a contemporary story about sisters. A moving story about 2 very different sisters and a love letter to childhood, growing up, and the power of imagination. It's a short little ditty, 220 or so pages, and yeah, I'm excited to get to it. It's a goal of mine to read a lot of Book of the Month books this year, so this will help me toward that goal. Let's replace the contemporary prompt with this one, a mood read. Can you see that? Mood read. Those are always nice, but we don't want the 2 of spades again, so we'll shuffle that one in there nice and good. And see what our last draw has in store. Although, if we get another club or a spade, we have to add another draw. One last shuffle for good measure. Oh, we did it. A 9 of hearts. Pick 3 cards and choose one. So I will draw 3 cards from the deck and decide which prompt I like the best. So a 9 of clubs, an ace of diamonds, or a 7 of spades. Let's check those out. 9 of clubs is a historical fiction. That would work really well, wouldn't it? Ace is a patron pick. And sorry, patrons, but I'm not going to do that one just because I have a very particular set of books I want to get on the TBR. And 7 of spades is a female author, so that one wouldn't be too difficult either. Let's reference the list. I'm just going to choose both of these, female author and historical fiction. Again, sorry to my patrons, but I am going to read The Lost Passenger by Frances Quinn. This is a book I got on NetGalley. I had it before it came out, but it did release at the end of February. This is a book about a mother and son. They are on the Titanic, and they fake their death on the Titanic to restart a new life in the US once they actually arrive. So that's going to be my last book on the TBR. Crazy, we have a short little stack here because we're missing some books, but let's review. So we chose Powerless by Elsie Silver for a book in a series. Then I had to pick a self-destruct book. I will be reading The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. Next up, I got another book in a series, so I chose I Survived, The Sinking of the Titanic by Lauren Tarshish. Next up, I had to pick a contemporary, and I chose We Could Be Rats by Emily Austen. And lastly, I had to pick a historical fiction or a female author, and I just chose them both. So I will be reading The Lost Passenger by Frances Quinn. Great, great TBR. I want to start these almost immediately, but we still have a few days left in March. Let me know if you have read any of these or the I Survived or The Last Passenger, and let me know what you thought of them. Did you like them? Did you not? As always, it would be great to have some bookish discussion with you down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!